Welcome to Coach's Corner, everybody. Thanks for watching the show. I'm your host, Coach Tripp, along with my good buddy and teammate, Kerry Goode. That's right, Kerry Goode. If you didn't know, hadn't seen any episodes, Kerry has Lou Gehrig's disease, ALS, fighting it for 10 years as he was given 2 to 4 years to live. What a will to win and a will to lead. We're going to talk about that today. With AI technology, Kerry cannot move a muscle, can't eat, can't talk. But with AI technology, his words go into a computer with his eyes and it spits it out in his own voice. So I'm thankful for that and thankful for Kerry doing the show. Let's dive into it here on Monday night. Good and Faithful Servant Show, episode 41, day 120. Kerry breaks up his book, a Good and Faithful Servant book. You got to pick up a copy of that. And we're on day 120, chapter 120, Win the Heisman or Be the Team Leader. That's the title of the chapter. During my water boy, these are all Kerry's words. I just asked the questions. During my water boy days at Hazelwood Golden Bears, our head coach, Jackie Ferguson, would say, if football is all you get out of it, you're missing the boat. I've got to tell you that this statement is one of the most fundamental bases for my life. As the team captain for Alabama, in the middle of a little turmoil, I learned a few lessons that I still apply to my life today. After my initial meeting with incoming head coach Bill Curry, I was persuaded to play it out. In the midst of two-a-day practices, I was asked to change positions, a position where I had earned SEC Freshman of the Year at tailback. Instead, I would be leading the way as a fullback and blocking for the guy that was taking my position. Quietly and reluctantly, I accepted the challenge to lead the way for Heisman Trophy candidate and All-American Bobby Humphrey. As the season approached, I was elected team captain. Now I was being asked to put my personal goals aside. Having the guys in the locker room ask you to lead them is no small request. The most important part of being a captain or a leader of any sort is leading by example. Not power, but love. Not force, but example. Not coercion, but reasoned persuasion in showing each team member to stay focused on our goal. Those examples come in all forms. When you make a mistake, own up to your errors. Don't make excuses when things go wrong. Take accountability. And that talks for everybody in the game of life. Communication's a must. Like life, any changes are met with resistance. Everyone needs to know that they can talk to you about the team, their performance, or how the season's going. You got to stay positive, and no one wants to play with Mr. Gloom and Doom or Debbie Downer. As a leader of anything, you should treat your opponents with respect. In order to be an effective leader of anything, you must be willing to be a servant first. You must become selfless and help any teammate have a chance of achieving their goal. Jesus defined what a leader was by picking up a towel and washing 12 pairs of dirty, stinking feet. It would have been easier for Jesus just to yell, y'all wash your own feet or wash each other's feet, but Jesus led by example. Mark 10:43 says, he who would be a leader must first be servant of all. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Bobby didn't win the Heisman. We had all hoped he would, but that change allowed me to play and coach in the NFL. Okay, KG, let's tackle it, baby. Let's go for the first question here I got for you. Number one, nobody likes change, and having a position change is hard. I remember Gene Jelks had a difficult time going from running back to DB, and he never could adjust. I had it myself when I went from cornerback to safety. And my good buddy David Valletto reminds me of how I was not very happy about it. But it was the best for me and the team. I wasn't so quiet about the move. How did you quietly accept this challenge, Kerry?
Welcome everybody to Win the Heisman or Be the Team Leader. I'm your guest host, Kerry Goode, former Alabama running back, proud Hazelwood Golden Bear, and living proof that sometimes life will stiff arm your plans and still get you to the end zone. Now before we get rolling, let me take all back to my water boy days at Hazelwood. Coach Jackie Ferguson used to tell us, If football is all you get out of it, you're missing the boat. At the time, I thought that meant we were getting new jerseys. Turns out, he was talking about life lessons, like teamwork, humility, and how to keep smiling when your coach tells you that you're about to switch positions faster than a politician in election season. Quietly. Oh, brother, I was only quiet on the outside. Inside, I was hollering like somebody told me Waffle House was out of hash browns. You gotta picture this. I had just been SEC Freshman of the Year at tailback. Life was good. Then Coach Bill Curry calls me in and says, Goode, we need you to move to fullback. Now that's football code for congratulations. You're about to get hit in the face 60 times a game so somebody else can score. And the somebody else was Bobby Humphrey, the Heisman hopeful. So now I'm the guy who used to get the ball, turning into the guy who gets hit so somebody else can get the ball. That's not a promotion. That's a plot twist. But here's the thing. I decided I could either pout or pivot. So I put on my big boy pads, swallowed my pride, and told myself, if I'm gonna block for this man, it's gonna have daylight so bright hell needs shades. And that's what leadership is, man. Sometimes it's not about the spotlight. It's about the flashlight. You just guide somebody else's way. Now did I dream about pancake blocks and glory? No. But I did learn that humility and purpose will take you places touchdowns can't. And fun fact, that position change ended up preparing me to coach and play in the NFL. So yeah, I took that change quietly, but don't get it twisted. My ego was in the locker room yelling. We was tailback yesterday.
Wow. Sometimes it's not about the spotlight. It's about the flashlight so you can guide somebody else's way. Wow. Humility and purpose will take you places touchdowns will not, Kerry says. In turn, the position switch prepared Kerry to play in the NFL and coach in the NFL. Blessings in disguise. They come around all the time. All right, here's my second question for you, KG. Nobody likes change. And to have a position change is really hard. I did it from cornerback to safety, and Valletto reminds me I wasn't happy about it. But the best was for me and the team. It wasn't quiet. How did you quietly? Oh, I'm sorry. That's number one. Let's go back to question number two. Sorry. Got this disconfigured. All right, Kerry, here's question two, buddy. Again, KG, we have something in common. We're both Captain Obama. It was the greatest honor that I have ever received in football. Talk about leading by example, especially in difficult circumstances. As I found myself in a difficult circumstance as a captain before the Auburn game, 4-6 going against Bo Jackson and an Auburn team that was good. Talk about this.
Oh, first off, let me say this. Being elected captain at Alabama is like getting knighted in football royalty. You don't ask for it. It just happens when your teammates see something in you that you didn't even see in yourself. It's a blessing and a burden all in one. Now, leading by example sounds good in the press guide, but in real life, it's messy. You're trying to rally a team that's tired, sore, and halfway believing the season is done. And here you come talking about discipline, focus, and faith. You gotta have some backbone and a little bit of comedy just to keep spirits up. When I was named captain, I realized real quick leadership ain't about standing in front of the line. It's about standing in the gap. I could not just talk the talk. I had to live it. That meant showing up early, finishing every drill, keeping the locker room focused, and sometimes pulling a guy aside to remind him why we wear that crimson jersey. You mentioned Bo Jackson. Let me tell you something. Leading against Bo was like trying to stop a video game on rookie mode when you're playing on expert. That man was built like a Greek statue with track speed. But as captain, my job wasn't to worry about Bo. It was to remind my guys who we were. We were Alabama, and our pride didn't depend on the scoreboard. It depended on effort. And that's what leadership by example really means. It's not about the circumstances, it's about consistency. You stay steady when everything around you feels shaky. Sometimes the only sermon your team will ever hear is the one they see you live. Now, did we always win? No. But we fought every down, every game, like champions. And years later, that's what people remember. Not the record, but the resilience.
Wow. Being Captain Alabama is like being knighted by the royal crown. Other people see things in you that you didn't see for yourself. Leadership isn't about the circumstances, it's about consistency and effort. He also says people remember resilience. They don't remember the record. Good stuff, KG. All right, talk about it as a captain, leading by example and leading with communication, which is a key. Being a servant to team members and showing respect to the other team. That's right, which I myself heavily stressed as a coach. Talk about this, KG.
That's a great point. Oh, folks think being a captain means you walk around barking orders like you're Nick Saban with a whistle and a clipboard, but real leadership is more like customer service. You're not above your teammates. You're working for them. When I was captain, communication was everything. You can't lead what you don't understand. I had to learn when to talk, when to listen, and when to just nod and pray. Some guys needed a pep talk, others just needed a pat on the helmet, and a few, well, they needed a little come to Jesus meeting in the locker room before practice. Being a servant leader is glamorous, but it's powerful. Sometimes it meant helping the younger guy figure out his plays. Sometimes it meant encouraging someone who hadn't seen the field all season. I learned that when you make it about we instead of me, everybody plays harder. You don't have to chase unity when people know you care about them. And as for showing respect to the other team, that's something a lot of folks overlook. See, you can hit a man so hard his helmet spins around, but when you help him up afterward, that's respect. Compete fiercely, but carry yourself with class. You can be a warrior without being a fool. As a captain, I learned this simple truth. Leadership doesn't start with a speech, it starts with service. Jesus didn't grab a megaphone, he grabbed a towel. And if washing feet was good enough for him, then serving my teammates was the least I could do. So, yeah, communication keeps a team connected, service keeps it grounded, and respect keeps the game honorable. That's the kind of leadership that lasts long after the scoreboard lights go out.
Oh, good stuff, Kerry. You can't lead what you don't understand. Communication is a vital part of leadership. Listening skills are critical. You don't have to chase unity when people know you care about them. Think about that. Leadership doesn't start with a speech, it starts with service to others. Respect keeps the game honorable. Yeah, it was a huge thing to me when I coached. Tell my players, always respect the other team. They're here for the same reason you are. Okay, so have respect in class, and yeah, you can be a warrior without being a fool. Kerry says that's great stuff. Thanks, Kerry. Kerry also wraps up and summarizes our show. So let's go ahead and listen to what Kerry has to say about the summary.
Well, family, I think we've just solved football, leadership, and possibly world peace all in one show. Let's recap before Paul starts asking me trick questions about cover two defenses again. We talked about how life will change your position faster than a defensive coordinator on espresso. We learned that leadership ain't about power, it's about serving, and sometimes serving means blocking for a man who gets all the headlines while you're out there collecting bruises and humility points. We also learned communication is key, because if you don't talk, somebody on your team will start making their own plays, and that's how you end up on film looking like you are auditioning for Dancing with the Stars. And respect, that's the secret sauce. You can tackle a man so hard he forgets his zip code, but when you help him up, that's character. You don't have to talk trash when your game does the talking. Now, Paul, I know you and I both got stories that could fill up a highlight reel and a blooper reel. But here's the truth. Being captain at Alabama wasn't about glory. It was about growth. It was about learning that leadership isn't for the loudest voice. It's for the most consistent one. And sometimes being a great leader just means being the first to pick up the towel, the last to point the finger, and the only one still believing when the scoreboard don't. So to all our listeners out there, whether you're leading a team, a business, a classroom, or just trying to lead your dog back in the house, remember this. Real leadership don't require a trophy. It just requires heart, humility, and maybe a good chiropractor after blocking for a Heisman candidate. Oh, my brother, this was fun. Thanks for sharing the mic and the memories. And to everyone listening, until next time, keep your faith strong, your spirit humble, and your helmet tight, because out here in life's game, we ain't chasing Heismans, we're chasing purpose.
Oh, we ain't chasing Heisman's. We're not chasing awards, chasing purpose, service. That's the true leadership. Wow, Kerry. Beautiful, beautiful job, buddy. Love you, man. Thank you for doing this show. Hope everybody got something out of it. Share it if you liked it. Without this show, without my sponsors, this just wouldn't be possible. So stay tuned for all of them. This show is brought to you by Sandy Sansing Chevrolet. Go visit them here in Foley, here in Pensacola, Milton, or over in Foley. So thanks for watching. Thanks, Kerry. Another great job, another great episode. Everybody have a great sports week. We'll talk to you soon. So long.
When it comes to buying your next car, truck, or SUV, you need a team that puts you first. Here at the Sandy Sansing dealerships, we're proud to serve Pensacola and the Gulf Coast with the best selection, trusted service, and deals that work for your family. Just like great coaches build great teams, Sandy Sansing builds lasting relationships with every customer who walks through our doors. Because when it comes to finding your next vehicle, there's only one name to remember. Sandy Sansing can.
That's you trying to fix the plumbing yourself to save a few bucks. Doing things yourself doesn't always end well. The same goes for insurance. That's why Auto Owners works with local independent agents who tailor coverage to meet your needs and offer discounts for life, home, car, and business insurance. Because sometimes you need a professional to get the job done right. That's simple human sense.
For 30 years, you have seen the orange Beck signs all over the Gulf Coast listing a property for sale or lease. Beck Partners is your trusted advisor in commercial real estate, property management, commercial and personal insurance. Senior Vice President David Valletto has been with Beck Partners since 1989. Take advantage of his wealth of knowledge by calling him today at 982-7352. 982-7352. Extensive experience in all aspects of leasing, sales, management, and site selection will make sure your expectations are exceeded.
My name is Steve Reynolds. I'm the manager and owner of Cordova Lanes, and we help keep your mind out of the gutter. Cordova Lanes is part of the community of Pensacola. Being here for 43 years, we've entertained more people than any other bowling center in the city. We self-fund for a living. Cordova Lanes is located at 2111 Airport Boulevard in Pensacola, behind Cordova Mall. Come on out and see us at Cordova Lanes Bowling Center. Thank you.
Arbitrium Consulting for all your fencing, landscaping, pressure washing, tree trimming needs. Call 850-483-0350 for your free estimates. Serving Pensacola, Gulf Breeze, Navarre, Fort Walton, Destin, Perdido, Gulf Shores, Foley, and the entire Gulf Coast. Arbitrium Consulting is owner-operated, fully licensed and insured. Call today, 850-483-0350, the official landscaper of Coach's Corner.
Did you know there's a place where you can get good neighbor service and surprisingly great rates on your home and auto insurance? Yep, and that place is, ta-da, State Farm. Here's the deal. State Farm agent Will Rentschler is your go-to agent in Pensacola, Florida for the service you deserve at the price that you want. So stop shopping around. State Farm agent Will Rentschler has you covered. Call 850-433-4678 for your surprisingly great rates today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Legal disclaimer, individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
There's a reason why Hill Kelly in Pensacola is the #1 selling Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram dealer between Jacksonville and New Orleans. While other dealers have taken advantage of a competitive market with higher prices, Hill Kelly has discounted prices to the lowest of the year. And Hill Kelly in Pensacola won't surprise you with excessive charges beyond the selling price. Come see why people from Milton, Pace, Foley, Bay Minette, Daphne, Gulf Shores, Mobile, and beyond are driving to Hill Kelly in Pensacola to buy their next new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram. At Hill Kelly, the bottom line price and your satisfaction are what really matter. So before you sign, check the bottom line and make the trip to Hill Kelly in Pensacola to see what true local ownership can do for you. At Hill Kelly Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Highway 29 in Car City, Pensacola. Or shop online 24/7 at hillkellydodge.com. When it comes to bottom line pricing, nobody beats a Hill Kelly deal. Nobody.
Hey, Bama fans, this is Will Moore, president of the Pensacola Bama Club. You can find us at PensacolaBamaClub.com. We are your official alumni chapter in the Pensacola and surrounding areas. Membership is available to all alumni and all Bama fans, so come see us at one of our many events throughout the year. Our Bama football watch parties are the next best thing to being in Bryant-Denny Stadium. We even serve authentic stadium hot dogs. Membership, event, and contact information will be found on our website at PensacolaBamaClub.com. Roll Tide!